What's up, everyone? I'm back with another video. Now for this one, this could be my spoiler review for Cobra Kai Season 3. Now if you haven't seen Cobra Kai Season 3 yet, click off this video unless you don't care. Now I do have a non-spoiler review for Cobra Kai Season 3, so if you haven't checked that out, please check that out. So yeah, in this video, I'm going to talk about some heavy spoilers. Now first off, it leaves off right after Season 2 ended. Like, the way Season 2 ended, it leaves off right after that. Miguel's in the hospital and all that stuff. There's a scene at the you know, in the first episode where Johnny's at the bar. These dudes talking shit to him. They go to the car. Johnny just freaking busts down the freaking their window, and the car window, and starts hitting him, and then he gets his ass whooped. And this is a funny scene where he tries to do a roundhouse kick, and he busts his ass. He's like, "Oh shit!" And it was funny because he was drunk as hell. And then he was drunk, so he gets his ass whooped, and of course he goes to jail. That's how he goes to jail and stuff like that. And then, you know, by the second episode, Johnny and Daniel LaRusso teams up to look for Robbie. And they didn't team up too long. You know, you got an epic fight scene with them too, of course, which we saw that kind of in the trailer. They didn't spoil a lot in the trailers because I'm about to get to some crazy shit that happens in this season. And stuff. So they got that big epic fight scene with each other. And that was a good fight scene. And then, you know, you got one scene, you know, towards the middle of the season. You know, of course, you know, Miguel was in a wheelchair all the way up to the middle of the season. And then you know, there's a fun concert scene that I enjoy, and you know, and he slowly starts gaining his strength back from his legs and all that stuff. And it's like Johnny is like a freaking father to Miguel and stuff like that. So, you know, he takes this epic concert. And that was one of the awesome moments in the season. And then, you know, of course, towards the middle of the season, he gets up on his feet. He could walk again. But it took time throughout the season. But towards the middle of the season, he could walk again. And then Johnny ends up trying to have his own freaking dojo again called Eagle Fang Karate. Pretty funny. But, yeah, so, you know, so, you know, now we're going to get to the I'm not going to spoil everything, but I'm going to get to the final freaking scene of the damn movie. Get through all that shit. Now, first off, we have Kyler. He's the biggest dick in the freaking season. He's even more of a dick than he was in the first season. Now, Kyler ends up joining Cobra Kai with Kreese, of course. And you got this big epic fight in Daniel LaRusso's house, you know, because, you know, Miguel and stuff ends up teaming up with Miyagi-Do and shit. They end up teaming up together as a team and shit, and they're trying to settle their differences and all that stuff. And then they hear a cat, and then that one little dude's like, "Oh, it's a cat," and then freaking somebody got thrown through the fucking window. And then this battle takes off. You have Tori coming up in there. You have Hawk and all that stuff coming up in there. And then besides, like, you know, Dimitri's the badass in this too. Dimitri is fucking badass. He's whooping ass left to right as well. Like, he has so much confidence in this season. Dimitri is badass. He's more of a likable character than he was in the first two seasons. He's a way more likable character. He's one of my favorites now. Like, Dimitri he killed it. So, you know, towards the end, they got this big epic fight scene, you know, and then Miguel, you know, he ain't fully gotten better yet. He got better, he could walk and stuff, but he ain't fully gotten better yet. His kicks are a little slower and stuff. So, you know, Kyler has more of an advantage because, you know, Miguel's a little rusty right now. So, but Miguel's still whooping his ass in a way, you know, but freaking Kyler's sitting there beating the shit out of him, kind of, and then, you know, and then freaking Miguel's giving it back. Miguel's pretty much beating the shit out of him. He ends up winning. He ends up getting his strength back towards the end of that fight, you know. He's taking what Johnny Lawrence said to him in his coma, when he was in the coma and stuff. So all that stuff was crazy. And then what was crazy was Hawk decided, you know, to team up with Dimitri by the end of this freaking season. And he ends up whooping ass, and then him and Dimitri teams up. They freaking like, yeah, let's do this. You can't be win this thing? He's like, yeah, come on. So they end up both whooping each other's ass. They're like whooping everyone's asses left and right. Both doing crazy kicks and shit. They both just teaming up. Let's do this. Tag team moves. Blah, 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 blah. It was fucking crazy. I loved it. This freaking season was freaking incredible. And then, you know, you got that final scene. You got the final fight scene by the end of this, where Johnny, you know, goes to Miguel's house, you know, and then he saws how bloodied up he was, and he's like, who did this, you know? And then he goes over to confront Kreese. He kicks the door, you know, and then come to find out, you know, of course, Robbie's there, you know, which is Kreese was manipulating Robbie to join Cobra Kai throughout kind of the season. But the fight scenes in the freaking jail with Robbie was pretty cool too, and stuff like that. So yeah, Robbie is in Cobra Kai now. And then Johnny ends up fighting Kreese. A big epic fucking fight scene. This is big epic. Freaking, he just sitting there punching the shit out of Kreese, and you got this big epic fight scene. Kreese is punching back. They both sitting. You got this one take shot in this fight. Just boom, you just freaking sitting there going back and forth fighting. And then Kreese was about to try to kill Johnny. So and then Daniel LaRusso shows up and he kicks Kreese. And then he said, "You sent them kids to my house." So yeah, you got that fight scene with, and you ended up getting that fight scene with Kreese and Daniel LaRusso. So you got that big epic fight scene going on. And then forgot to mention all the training montages with Daniel LaRusso and Chosen. All those were spot on great. Loved it. It was just freaking incredible. And then you got the final scene. The final scene of this entire season. So emotional. Freaking the music and soundtrack, everything about it was emotional. And then you have this final scene of this season. And besides, they're leading up to a tournament in season 4. That's what they're building up to, is a freaking tournament in season 4. So Kreese basically told him, before I get to the very end of the season, Kreese pretty much told him that, made a deal with him, that pretty much that he'll shut down Cobra Kai probably if he loses. And then if they lose, shut down Miyagi-Do, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what he meant. But yeah, and all that stuff. So they got a tournament. They're leading up to a tournament, an all-valley tournament, by season 4. And then you got the final scene in the season where Johnny brings his students, like his students over at Miyagi-Do. And then Hawk joins in. Hawk's a good guy now. And stuff like that. They end up joining in. And then they just team up. Boom. They're just like, it's like, alright, let's go. And then boom, it cuts there. Getting you ready for season 4. And I cannot wait for season 4. It's going to be so epic. It's going to be so freaking epic. It's going to be so epic. You know, I love this season. I cannot wait for season 4. Hopefully season 4 will somehow top it. I don't even know if they're going to... I don't know how they're going to top this one. I don't know how they're going to top this one. I'm not going to spoil everything because there's some things that y'all need to see yourself. But I'll spoil most of this season. And, you know, since I did a non-spoiler review, I decided why not do a spoiler discussion review. There's a lot to talk about in this. Oh, and I got one more spoiler to say. Alright, so there's one scene where one of the bullies that were friends with Kyler ends up fighting up against Hawk. And then, you know, that dude's talking all that shit first, right? So Hawk beats the shit out of him. Hawk beats the living out, like, because, you know, and then Kyler's still talking shit, still called him Lip. He's like, go get him, Lip. And then it almost looked like he was grinning. And then Hawk beats the shit out of Kyler's friend. And then he's like, stop, sorry. And he beat the shit out of him. Almost killed his ass. He beat the living fuck out of him in the dojo. So that's what that fight scene was about when y'all seen that in the trailer, when he just sitting there pounding something. That's he was pounding one of Kyler's friends and stuff. And that scene was intense. There's a lot of intense moments in this season. I love this season from start to finish, pretty much. I cannot wait for season 4. It's going to be freaking epic. And then what's crazy was, like, after Hawk beats the shit out of Kyler's friend, Hawk looks at Kyler in a mean-ass fucking look. And Kyler just looks down like this. Kyler didn't say shit else after that. So, yeah, and then you know, Hawk and Kyler kind of ends up being friends. And then now they're not friends anymore, of course, because by the very end of this season, Hawk joins Miyagi-Do with Johnny and stuff. Johnny and Daniel LaRusso's gonna be teaching the Miyagi-Do class and stuff. It's gonna be fucking wild. And I cannot wait for season 4, because season 4 is about to get real. Season 4 is gonna be freaking epic. I cannot freaking wait, because that's what they're leading up to, is the All Valley tournament in Cobra Kai season 4. This season is amazing. I still stand by my word of 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 still, because I watched it twice so far, and it's a 10 out of 10 still for me. So yeah, like, this season of Cobra Kai was freaking crazy. I loved it. I loved it. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. If y'all enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, please subscribe and share. Also hit the bell so you know when new videos are uploaded. Peace out. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Now I'm out. Peace.